You know, something I've been saying lately that's obvious, and that is Joe Biden, the Biden administration, whatever you want to call them, they're really launched a fairly brutal economic war against Europe. And now, as I see it, once you attack Europe, which is what they've done, Europe is no longer allies or partners. They're prisoners of NATO. Just do about 4 minutes on this, and then we'll have to pause for a second so we can jump over. So, okay, your thoughts.
Well, I mean, Europe for some time now has realized that they're prisoners of the United States, prisoners of American-controlled institutions like NATO, prisoners of the G7. We've seen Germany pushing back historically on issues like Nord Stream 1 and Nord Stream 2, saying that this Russian gas is in our vital national interests, that we define this as vital to Germany. We disagree with the American assessments, but we saw what happened. When Angela Merkel, who apparently as a woman had more cojones than any German man, it was replaced by Schultz. Schultz ended up going to the White House and being humiliated, absolutely emasculated in front of the world as he was lectured about Nord Stream 2. And now we see that at the moment when the German people rose up and said, we want the gas turned on, we're not happy with what's happening here, the United States removed that option by attacking the pipeline. And people say, well, wait a minute, nobody's admitted that. Look, I can convict the Biden administration on a circumstantial case that is stronger than the cases that have convicted many people who are sitting in jail today. We have intent, his statement of February 8th or 7th. We have motive, which is Blinken's statement about the wonderful opportunity this has. And we have means, which is the repeated exercises of U.S. naval underwater forces specifically configured and trained to carry out the mission which occurred. So you put all three of those on the table, and we have a murder, and we have the murderer. Europe is going to wake up. Right now, the political and economic elite that govern the majority of Europe are, as you said, prisoners. They're held hostage by the United States. Their entire political fortunes are dependent upon continued American support. I believe they're going to be swept away this winter. I think there's going to be revolutionary change in Europe. And when the people awaken, the people know. I mean, the German public knows darn well what happened. So did the American public. Michael Rubin, who's an arch-conservative, neoconservative fanatic of war, just published a piece in the National Interest where he said, hey, Biden should do what to Turk Stream what he did to Nord Stream, meaning he's just straight up saying, yeah, we blew up Nord Stream, so why don't we go ahead and do it to our Turkish allies as well? I mean, this is the kind of arrogance and hubris that usually comes before the fall. And I think there's going to be a fall. I think Europe is waking up to the fact that at the end of the day, it's Russia who's actually their friend and the United States who's actually their enemy.
Scott, it's interesting. I said that long before this started. I kept saying, when I do my evaluation, Russia is a more reliable, if I don't use the word friend, I'll use this, diplomatic partner. Because when they say we're going to make an economic deal and we'll provide you this for that, they do it. When they say let's make a security deal and we'll go, they do it. So I think in international politics, what you want is a reliable partner. You may hate them, you may not. Let's face it, the Saudis, they chop people's heads off. They do all kinds of stuff, right? But the Russians and the Saudis are tight. Why? The U.S. right now says we're going to go after your oil, and the Saudis say, well, we'll just work with our little Russian friends here, and we'll make sure that you know what I mean. So forget what they do internally. They're a reliable diplomatic partner. In international politics, that's what you need. Now, I wanted to talk about what maybe we can expect on the battlefield, some things like that. But we're getting ready to jump over to Rockfin. For though, once again, Scott and I do our show every Monday from 9 to 10 a.m. It is we start here and it goes to Rockfin. That's rockfin.com/Garland Nixon. As I said before, everybody, you can certainly join my Rockfin channel. No charge whatsoever. Become a member. A member if you can't afford it, no problem. Just become a member. You'll see 99.999% of my stuff. I do one premium show per week with Scott. And you do have to be a member. It's $9.99 a month to be a member. So thanks a lot, everybody. We're jumping over to Rockfin to finish this, and it's going to be a great show. Those of you who can, come over, rockfin.com/Garland Nixon. One moment, and we'll be switching over.